So today I'll be doing 5 2x2 example solves. If you don't know who I am, my name is Matias Marcantoni Nunez. I am 3rd in North America and 13th in the world for 2x2 average, with a PR average of 1.06. So I'll just be doing 5 quick solves to just kind of give you my thought process. Alright, so for this first scram, there's 2x1 here. And the first thing I see from that is there's one move to this LS case, which is okay, but it's not really that great of like a start. And then going into the alg isn't really a great solution. It's pretty long. I also see 2 moves to this LS, which is a good case, but I don't know. I think I could find something better here, honestly. Another thing I see is doing. I must have done. Yeah, there we go. You can do 3 moves to this TCLO case, which is pretty spammy, but it's long, so it wouldn't be the first thing that my first choice. I also see that you can do 5 moves on white to get this really nice G1 case. So this is probably the solution I could turn the fastest on. Okay, last thing I check here is doing this 3-move LSV on orange to get this really nice case. It's pretty easy, just goes like that. And there's no pre-AUF after the V, which is really nice because it's already only 3 moves and pretty easy to execute. So I'd probably just end up just going with that. So full solution should be U prime, R prime, F, and then RU, R2, F, R, F prime, RU prime, R prime, U2, AUF. Okay, so second scramble. First thing I see here is this blue bar that you can kind of mess around with by doing like EG faces here or something like that. I see here there's this yellow EG1 face we can make in 3 moves by doing F prime E2R, and it gives this really nice case that you can cancel into since the first move of the alg is R prime. So that's a pretty nice solution. Another thing I see is doing 3 moves on white to this TCLO, but the angle isn't that great. And then probably the last thing I check is doing 4 moves on white to get this TCLO, which instead of doing like double hedge, you can do double Eddy sledge here. It's okay. In the end, I'd probably just go with, I'd definitely just go with the yellow EG1 solution. It's really fast. So full solution would be F prime E2, and then instead of doing R, you can just cancel by doing F R F prime, R prime F, R2 U prime R prime, and then U2 AUF. Alright, for this first scramble, first thing I see here is on white you can do 3 moves to this LAG1, which isn't great. I think I forgot the alg for that one anyway, so it's alright. Another thing I see here is you can do 5 moves to Nicholas, which isn't terrible. Another thing I see here is so we could do, so we can do like 4 moves to this TCL, but then we can hold it from the other angle and cancel it to the alg, which it's pretty good. It's alright. With this sort of TCBL situation, it's really nice to be able to check all the like UU prime pre-AUS before you actually build the face. So in this case, it's pretty bad, but this one is really nice, and it gives a short case. So I'd probably end up going with that. So the full solution here would be U2 F R F prime, and then canceling to this TCL by doing U prime R2 F R F prime, no AUF. Really nice. Alright, for the first scram, first thing I see here is this like yellow bar that you can work off of by like building EG1 faces in all sorts of ways. Like that, or even insert this piece first, and you actually get a pretty nice continuation from there by doing like a cancel into the EG1 alg, but there's probably something better here realistically. There's also 3 moves to this TCL, but the angle is really great. You have to like do F2 and then more use and all that. It's not really amazing. Another thing here is there's 2 moves to this LS case, which is just a cancel into Nicholas, so that's actually really nice. I'm probably going for that. So full solution for this one would be R prime F, R U R prime, hedge, you can see what you have. Alright, so this scramble, first thing I see here is you can do 4 moves to this G1 case. The angle isn't really great. There's also 4 moves to CLL, and a different 4 moves to different CLL, but none of those are amazing. I also see here there's 2 moves to this LS case, which is pretty nice, and it has no post to UF. So that's something I'd probably consider. There's 4 moves to this CLL, but it's not really that great. And last thing I probably check here is there's 3 moves to this CLL. You can cancel into it, but it's kind of weird finger trick, I'd say. And it has a U2 UF after, so it's not really the greatest to execute in comparison to this LS solution on red. So I probably just end up going with this. So full solution would be F2 RU, RU2 R prime U prime, RU R2 FR F prime. No UF, so that's great.